What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the table where everybody eat. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button for your boy. And if it was your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you don't miss out on the plays and updates we bring to you guys each and every day in the market. All right, now look, let's get straight into it. Everybody watching the market right now, stocks pulling back, volatility picking up, Bitcoin dropping. But what most people are not paying attention to is where structure is actually shifting. We got that geopolitical tension still in play, oil moving how it's moving, futures looking heavy. So naturally, risk across the board is starting to pull all the way back. But this is where people get emotional and get it twisted. This also is where structure actually matters the most. So, if you guys look right here, the futures have been weak. We got the S&P 500 futures just losing the gap up the day before that 2025 FOMC go down to, let's just say, the daily time frame. You guys can see, and we're gonna move the drawings, man. 2 days, the past 2 days on the futures, ES futures, S&P 500 lost that area, the 200 SMA came straight down, but now we are at a critical zone. Not saying this area is gonna hold, but it's also an area that is it's a level to keep in mind. And then going down to the Nasdaq, same thing. Came down last 2 days after losing that 200 SMA. Bow. Not saying this area is going to hold, but you guys can see it's an area to keep in mind. Which brings me over to the Qs, the QQQ. And the reason I come to the Qs over the S&P 500, the S&P, the SPY, it typically moves a little bit more cleaner than the Qs. Qs is tech heavy. Tech is more so risk on. Bitcoin, the premise of this video, is also more so risk on. So that's kind of the indicators that kind of let us know how institutions and big money is kind of positioning themselves due to the volatility and uncertainty in the market. And if we were to pull the drawings back up real quick while we on the Qs on the daily time frame, you guys can see last video, like I said, we could get rid of this. This here is just super old news. Here we are on the daily, this 556 area. Just somewhere around this 555, 580, 558, my bad, area is somewhere that we could see about holding. Lose that, then now we could possibly come back here to this 534, 535 range. Slight gap fill you guys can see somewhere around here. What is this exactly? Let's just say around that 530, 532 to be exact. And this will bring us to June 2025. Go to the weekly though. On the weekly, you can see that basically that gap fill down on the weekly time frame, my bad, not even on the daily, could bring us back to that 2025 top around the week of the liberation tariffs and all of that last year when they were issued and sanctioned on the whole god doggone world. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that up for right now. I'll keep that in mind in the context for future reference. Which brings me over to Bitcoin. And what's interesting on Bitcoin is what it's actually doing right now because Bitcoin doesn't move randomly. It moves where liquidity is actually at. And you guys can see we have this downside line in the sand I have around that 65,000, basically 6,000 area, and this upside pivot zone right there as well. But focusing on the downside line in the sand, if we do lose 65, it could possibly bring us around to this it could possibly bring us down around to this 61, 62K area, somewhere around in this range. But if we were to lose that, the zone I'm really looking for is this 58,000. If we lost, let's just say the psych area 60K. Somewhere around here, if we lose this and cannot hold and get a demand bounce, and we could go to the weekly time frame, get a demand bounce around on that area around that 58, which coincides with this 200 SMA. Looking at the 200 SMA on the weekly without any of the drawings, we round here at this 57,131 zone right at this point, losing that 60K because this wick bottom right here. I'm giving y'all a little extra sauce, but it don't even really matter, man, because everybody can see this, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if any of this is helping you. Let me know where y'all at. What's your average at on BTC anyway? But this wick bottom right here is 59,930 on the lower day or low on the week at the top of the year, and that was just recently. So we lose 59,930, forget the 60K. We lose 59,930 on BTC, then that could possibly bring us down to psych level of 55, but maybe a flush to that 51, 52. And then going on a monthly time frame, right? Bow. And we'll bring the drawings back up for y'all at the end of the day. So going to the monthly time frame, now you guys can see around this 58 area that I said about the flush. If we bring it down, that's around that 49K right there, that wick bottom. Like I say, this area right here, this wick top somewhere is around 52, 53K. And this goes back into 2021 when we tried to hold that level and then we failed. And when we failed that level, matter of fact, where that's at? That's somewhere right here. And I'm gonna zoom in and we'll slide this over so y'all can really see what we're working with. So actually do look nice. It looks so nice. Let me know if y'all like how this opportunity look on Bitcoin right about now. If we do lose that downside line in the sand and come into this range, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Drop a one in the chat if this opportunity look good to you coming up on BTC. So, but connecting the past to the present, going back into where I say right around in this range, 2021, we came down to that 16K to the end of 2022. Ironically, let's just say the 2023 January, we ran up as high as you guys already know, man, 126, 130K, somewhere in that range. And now we pulling back again to this area, right to where I'm saying with this opportunity. So where does structure actually shift? Again, it shifts right here if we cannot hold this area and then give us a reversal back to the upside. If not, I don't want to say a flush, but we will possibly come down to that 48, $50,000 psychological area. I don't see 35. Folks calling for 35 and maybe 32. Don't get me wrong, man. It could happen. I remember that first run, I think after the pandemic, 28 to 32 was a nice little range. 32, it was somewhere around there, man. But either way, that's what I'm looking at and see on Bitcoin. So with the rest of the crypto market, for any of the other crypto enthusiasts, as we wrap this video up, but if we were to go to Ethereum, it may be clean. Yeah, it's pretty clean. So let's go back down to the time frame, go to the daily. So on the daily, and I can remove this because we done broke this. And it looks like the 21 SMA on the daily is about to break that trend line as well. That may be something to keep an eye on, but you already see I'm looking at 1784. If we don't hold that 1784, go back to the weekly. I don't know if I got anything beneath that. Yeah, nah. That there is an area that I want to see us hold. We lose it. Yeah, 15. I don't know, man. What's this bottom wick? 14. We'll see what Ethereum give us. But that's on a weekly time frame. Now let's go back to the daily and we'll run up and run through a couple of them names. Solana is another that looks like if we lose is 80, we gonna flush, and it's already at the lows. I don't even really like that. So I mean, we'll see what we get on Solana, man. So closing out with XRP. If XRP comes back down to the 60 cent area, that'd be crazy. That'd be super duper insane. Look at all of these, boy. I could get rid of all this, but yeah, I'll still get rid of. I'll clean all that up. It don't even matter, man. But you guys can see this here XRP is low key looking. And if we go to the weekly on some of them other names, the way Ethereum just looked, it's looking similar to Bitcoin, but in a short amount of time, and this is only a year time frame from Trump's election or whatnot, when he won in 2024, and this thing went from 60 cent, 80 cent area to as high as 352. Now, once it then lost its 211, 218 area, and then lost that $1.94. I remember that zone. Oh man, yeah, we just continue to come down and down. But let's see, man. We're not even gonna rush it. We got on the weekly, we got a slight SR flip right here on XRP for the crypto enthusiasts. Um, what's that is? That's about $1.30. So a slight level of $1.30, and right now we at $1.32. That's what we got for the crypto market, man. This isn't about chasing crypto. It's not about guessing the bottom of crypto. It's about understanding where the market is accepting price and where that mug is rejection. So we're gonna see how things play out throughout this week with the geopolitical tension, the whole macro event, oil, inflation, yields. I forgot about that aspect of the market right now. See what news comes in, and then we gonna react. We ain't gonna force, we ain't gonna chase. Y'all know the motto, structure over hype, and it's always capital first. But much love, appreciate y'all, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this video out to your peoples, man. Much love. We out.